Here's an interesting concept for you. Do you think the Earth is flat or round?
Round.
Is that a fact or is that your opinion?
That's a fact.
Why is it a fact?
Because people have studied the Earth and for many years and
Have
found
you
that it's
studied the Earth?
no.
So is it a fact or is that just based on someone's opinion based on the current evidence that they've seen?
It's based on studies of evidence.
Is that a fact though?
I believe it's a fact, yes.
So let me tell you a story then. In the 1800s, there were these guys. There was this guy in a hospital and they had this thing called childbed fever. And childbed fever was something that basically they had the highest mortality rates of like mothers when they were being born of any other hospital in the world. And this was over in Europe. And what happened was they couldn't work out why. What's happening was there was just a consistent increase in the mortality rates and it kept getting higher and higher and higher. And it got to the point where people would try and have their children give birth at home so they didn't have to go there because so many people were dying. It was like 80 or 90% of people were dying.
Wow.
And these are doctors. These are people who literally study this all day, every day.
Yeah.
What do you think that they thought the facts were?
Sorry.
It's all good?
My daughter slipped over.
So
I think you'd have to judge on a case-by-case basis, wouldn't you?
well, is it a case-by-case basis if 90% of the people are dying?
No, it's got to do with the hospital or the doctors. Could be anything.
So a funny thing happened. Like the head doctor went away for a month to go and work at a different hospital for something, and then the mortality rate dropped just a little bit, but like 10%.
Sack him.
Sack him, hey? Interesting. So it's gone from 90 to 80%, but it's still higher than any other hospital around.
Yeah, because they've obviously been learning off the head doctor and still doing the same processes that he's put in place down below.
Mm-hmm.
If you put in someone new and over time, that would drop even more, I reckon. That's just my opinion.
Yeah. So what was actually happening was it was an educational hospital. So they had like lots of interns and things like that. So it was like a university hospital. So what they were doing is they were teaching people all day. And they were also giving birth all day. But then what was happening was the same doctors, this was like 1800s, this was a long time ago, the same doctors that were doing autopsies were doing births. And this was before that they learnt about like germs or anything like that.
Oh my gosh, that's gross.
So they didn't know about sterilization in hospitals before this point. And because these people were studying why so many people were dying, like the head doctors, all the best doctors in the hospital would go and study these things to be able to try and solve the problem. And they were the issue because they didn't know. So was it a fact that they knew everything about science at that point in time?
No, they were learning. Yeah.
And was their perspective just based on what they knew? Did they save thousands of people's lives being a doctor throughout their life? Yes. But did they also then potentially lead to thousands of more people dying because of their ineffective procedures and policies?
Yeah.
But then move it to the next level and like by them finding that out eventually, all of those people died to save millions more over the next 100 years.
Yeah, 100%.
So is it that their perspective is wrong or it is a waste of time or energy or effort or anything?
No.
No, it's just that person sharing their perspective.
Yeah.